Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back. This is part 11 of my Nier Replicant playthrough. I did do all of the side quests off stream, and so I got them all done. At least all the ones that I could find, all the ones that I think are the ones that need to be done. So we're moving on with the main story. Hello. We're moving on to the main story now. And I guess we'll just, if we find side quests along the way, then we'll just pick them up. But yeah, let's get this show on the road. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, I'm back.
What's up, Popola?
Oh, hi. I just got a strange letter.
Oh hey,
in the mail.
Xenoverse is ready to play. Thanks for showing up in the video, Xenoverse. I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing in hopes to bring your attention to a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. Wait, what? I'm writing in hopes of bringing your attention to a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I guess the name of the village is Dream. I was hoping I might be dream able to get your advice, Dream, on the matter. Recently, there have been dream reports, dream of certain dream of dream, evil dream, empty dream, cursed dream, evil dream, dream, words, dream, and dream, someone dream.
That is certainly one bizarre piece of writing.
Who's it from?
The mayor of a small village in the Forest of Myth.
This is a Shark Boy and Lava Girl song. I like that. That was a good one.
The Forest of Myth?
They're usually a bright and cheerful group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I
Very.
have a bad feeling about this.
Got a bad
I'll check
feeling
it out.
about this.
You will?
Don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway.
Oh.
Wait, do I?
All right.
I have business there for what? Because of my own dream? Yeah. Make sure you do everything here, no exceptions. Wait, everything like in the dream place, the Forest of Myth? Hello, loading girl. How are you? Yes, I did wave. Okay, cool. Oh sweet, Dragon Ball Universe is evolved. Wait, not evolved, installed. Whoa! You know what's okay? So obviously I'm playing Nier, but something I want to say about Dragon Ball Xenoverse is how the hell did they never add they added a humans race, they added a Namekian race, they added a Boo race. They didn't have a freaking android race? Are you joking? In a game that revolves around stamina usage and shit like that? I mean, I guess androids having like, you know, stamina that doesn't reduce would be kind of broken in that kind of game. That's some bullshit. I basically just picked a human and then made them android. But I think the better play would be like pick a Saiyan class and then get the awakened potential upgrade that Gohan gets. Because that's basically like, you know, it could be considered an android update. I made it! Hey look, the person is not... Oh, there's a guy there. I'll talk to you in a second. Exploring.
Hi there.
Hello there. Oh. Can I say again? Nothing? Can I talk to you?
Hello?
Real bright and cheerful, Popola.
He's just staring at me. Not saying a word. Alright, I guess we'll talk to the main person over here.
Beware the words.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious words.
Contagious words.
Those who dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Uh-oh. Weeze's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at Nier and Avis.
If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called Death Dream had spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village's mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words. But before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. V stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching
Now
slightly.
see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
Well, yes.
Said the mayor.
I think you have.
In other words,
Said Nier.
we've caught the death dream?
Before the mayor could confirm Nier's suspicion, Beast exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the death dream works.
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's
My
remarks.
remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Nier had seen and what they had discussed since the coming to the village.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream.
Said the mayor.
A certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Nier and Beast racked their brains but could find no easy solution. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations.
The mere suggestion that Weiss chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator.
Hey, I'm just reading the damn words, bro. Don't get mad at me. Said the mayor. Okay, Mr. Narrator, thank you.
It has demolished it utterly.
Irritated, Weiss looked skyward as if searching for answers in the heavens.
I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already.
The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Nier like a contagion. Wait, said Nier suddenly. Did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Weiss aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it? It was about dreaming or something that dreams or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep? Cried Weiss suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Nier's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval to Nier. That sounds right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered from the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you've heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across the lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've been doing nothing but studying the disease we call Death Dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect the people from whatever comes along, but I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace across his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Weiss immediately fired back. I applaud the effort of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, he said. But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream. I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know of it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wondrous people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took over, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying until it happens. Nier nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Nier, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that! Silence! Cried Weiss. The grimoire looked from Nier to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Weiss' face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without you knowing of it, but yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said. Is that a watermark? You're right, I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Weiss. And dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I could repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as though he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck to you too, he called from the departing forms of Nier and Weiss. We're all counting on you. As Nier slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought. But where? Nier's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when this beauty of a place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed to determine the twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Nier to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Nier snapped. Okay, Weiss, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk! Nier leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a canopy of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at the volume that rattled his teeth. Nier slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Weiss, what's going on? Nier could see Weiss's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting in a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled. And then, just as Nier's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed his hands from his left ear to listen to the creatures of the woods. It's me, it's me, it's me! Woman! As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Nier began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just white noise, it's something else. The insects were just calling out. They were asking a question. 1 with its lacking, 2 with its ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with is dangerous. What is it? 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. Secret? Inwardly furious that Weiss left the task to him, Nier sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insect stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Nier like a rippling wave opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Weiss with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Nier moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on the path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Nier after a bit. Weiss spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Weiss finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Nier picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Weiss. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. The rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring. The ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Weiss. Now answer it. Nier grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right, after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Wait. Night falls, I vanish. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought it was the moon. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filled through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Weiss softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look! Cried Nier, awakening Weiss from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend extending hand, Weiss saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Nier walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man appeared out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Nier. Before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning, and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? Nier tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage with this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Nier. Well, at least it's an easy one. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? Wait, what? I have 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, but end the night with 3? Like 4 legs in the morning would be what? Like because you're in bed, laying down, so it's like 4 legs, I guess. Oldest riddle in the book. 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. I mean, I guess a man? The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke the single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Nier. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know of. Now listen to my words. I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Sorry. What's that mean? 4 legs while crawling, 2 as an adult, because we can walk, 3 at night, because we can use a cane. I thought... the way I solved that riddle was 4 legs because you're laying down in the morning in bed, 2 in noon because you're walking around, and 3 at night because, you know, the joke about your dick being a 3rd leg. That was my reasoning. But I got it right anyway, so I guess it works, huh? Makes sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the death dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Nier watched, mist swept up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Nier and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it! You actually made it back! His left hand grasped Nier's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge it from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. Ah, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we are successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Nier withdrew himself in the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the death dream seal, he said. At last, I think we did it. The mayor's face beamed as Nier filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Nier cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second. This is crazy! Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool! Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Nier and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten? Continued Weiss. It is words that control the death dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time, began the mayor, the first time I've felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, they had slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Nier shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh wow, said the mayor in an awed voice. We did. I'm back. He blinked once, then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. You two have no idea how much this means. The death dream was spreading through our village and I wanted to, well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Nier and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor, as a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I'm sure, said Weiss. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree, he explained. When the prayer was finished, it's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder, muttered Weiss. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as the Sealed Verse. Nier and Weiss couldn't contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in their most unexpected places. I say, said Weiss, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the 3 of them said their goodbyes, Nier mentioned the strange man who had given them a 3rd riddle and the mysterious words he left with them. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly. This is gonna sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before too. Nier tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death ring. It probably doesn't mean anything. Nier gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
No matter what? Dark execution magic. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies, charged to increase the number of spikes. Cool.
For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Yes, the red X.
Don't overthink advice.
Do the other two? Okay. I'm gonna start with this guy.
And another victim. This work certainly is trying.
Enter this villager's dream?
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Vice.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Nier had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widen as they try to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away. What do you think, Vice?
As Vice considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
He said. Under this heat, a mirage or two could hardly be an unexpected sight. Nier nodded and wiped the sweat from his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he had never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, the thin wisp of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, and if defying those who had laid their material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Nier lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us, or what? Complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke? He said. No. No joke. This road leads to the City of Art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic artwork. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking on it this way might make it easier for you to bear. Nier glanced at Vice's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Nier's feet grew more painful, his throat drier than he had thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting close, said Vice, in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this is much is certain. Encouraged, Nier lifted his gaze. Suddenly he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open, his finger pointing in the distance. Water! He cried. It's water! Water? Said Vice. Preposterous, I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun's reflecting off of it. Without waiting for a response, Nier sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Nier closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage, he said. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Nier shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly, he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right there! Nier sprinted off again, leaving Vice with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Nier came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Nier and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here. Nier's face clouded. There isn't? There is not! And perhaps next time you will listen to me and I will tell you as much. Vice paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived at the City of Art. Nier looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge! Cried Nier, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape. A tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with the panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to not be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on the tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Nier. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps this land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with light of red amber and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose in the abstract words around them, Nier and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Nier uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally! I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable, except for a single word chiseled in the right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Nier moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the other ones are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones only speak lies. With that, the bird departed, as if on cue. 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring a color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look! Look at that! Said Nier. They're alive! The triplets bowed low before Nier. Please, said Alpha. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real! Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Nier and threw his hands into the air. Alpha's a fake, and you know I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta's fake. Everyone knows I'm the real one around here. Their respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state as a silence once again enveloped the city. When you consider all the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Vice. Oh, I didn't even know Vice was talking there. Nier furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. The real one is Alpha. The real one is Beta. Beta? The real one is Beta? Thank you, Twitch chat. You saved me. Though Nier's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Weiss, in the dry tones of a lecture, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, the theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with the 2 statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense, therefore Beta must be real. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into the dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. "Congratulations, villager!" said Vice. Oh wait, I thought that was Beta talking. "The time to awaken has arrived." "Thank you for saving me," cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before it being uncomfortable. Nier pulled him up to his feet. "Why did you have a dream like this?" asked Vice. "Have you been to this city before?" The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape and shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this, but at the same time I feel like I've seen it before." "Deja vu," muttered Nier. "Just like the mayor." The vague sense of unease that struck Nier during the mayor's streams spread once more through his mind.
That was rough.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
So the rest of the game is a text-based? Hope you guys enjoy listening to me talk.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me too.
Uno más.
This person must be dreaming too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there.
Hey, Levis, how's it going?
Dream world sorta creeps me out.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath a stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of a clock. Somebody knocks on my prison. "Anyone there?" I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior. I claw at the door of my jail, embedded thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is the product of an addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. "Help me!" I cry. "For the love of all gods, help me!" Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you?" I ask, shaking my hands, covering my face. "How have you come to this place?" "I am Grimoire Weiss. This is Nier. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together." The one known as Nier extends his hand and pulls me from my cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. "I never thought to hear that again," I whisper. "Would that this were not such a terrible storm," said Grimoire Weiss. "Look at your feet." I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. "There's so much of it." "Yes. And more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle." "Sakato? Okay. We know you are weak, but you are only hope to survive this place. Time that long-forgotten friend." Made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like an endless enthralls of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Okay? Okay, I had to select that. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It had been shoved against the side of a wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger to touch the piece of mass, it turns to dust and drifts away in the winds. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again into the horror dawned upon me fully. Someone has piled these bodies onto a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. Insanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound whether to scream or laugh. I make a sound whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridor and proceed east or south. Let's go south. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. East. North. North again. At the end of the path, the waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer and turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plastered wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of the life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people have lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It's constructed of thin, breezy cloth and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume by even modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet I extend a single finger to the painting. I am gripped by the most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I have been admiring the row of corpses blocked from view by portraits for each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. Squint down the dim corridors and proceed south. Let's go south again. Go west. The water now risen to my chin and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. "You dumb bastard!" shouts Nier. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of the insults cut short by the rising water. Grimoire of ice, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it's supposed to end. I died? What the fuck? Do I have to do that all over again? What happened? You died in a dream. Fucking rip. Alright, well, time to skip all this shit. So wait, is there supposed to be some sort of like understanding of where to go? Or is this literally like you need a guide for this? So it's north. There are hints, yeah? And then it's east, okay. And then it's north. And then it's east. Beautiful dining table upon the rest china and silver, the finest construction. That's C word, but no read. The host of feast is a corpse, and all of the invited guests, an army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in their remains, and this is the movement I saw. Requiem of the Damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands and slowly back away. up, back, down my arms to explain the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate dinners were dead when the meal began. Or diners, rather. Or if not, the simple task of vision and agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind's grasped frantically at the possibility souls have committed some terrible crime for which was the punishment, though in truth I suspect that they had committed no crime at all. There'll be no tomorrow for these unfortunate. This was their last supper. And then I got to go north. Against all hope, we made it to the front door. Break it down, someone cried, so I gave myself to the effort. In tandem with Nier and Grimoire of Ice, I slammed my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat, the clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters. Sheepishly, I try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Asked Vice. Then you are a wooden, madam? I am. I proffered the two a smile. I suppose this comes to something of surprise, seeing as how I exist only in form of words. I can see that one known as Nier is disappointed in the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and shrug, the three of us set forth. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their this final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. Okay. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing it to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
I hear that.
I hear that too, damn. Alright, Mr. Mayor, I've saved your people.
Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre.
I know. That's why we have to help the...
Wait, because I died, does that mean that I didn't do the other one? Do I have to do this one again? No way.
I figured...
Even I have my exceptions.
God damn it. Alright, well, time to spam X. Boom, 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 boom. Go, 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 go. Speedrun mashing, speedrun mashing. Oh, thank God. Beta. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, frame one mashing. You like that shit?
Yes. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you.
Ooh, what is it? One-handed sword, Faith.
This looks valuable. I can really have it?
Of course, it's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again.
The book is tired of words. Alright, I'm gonna save it, thank God. Well, that was interesting. That was a little text adventure. I'm always down for a text adventure here and there, especially when they're weaved in like games of a different genre. But that'll be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. I know it was basically an episode of me talking, but I mean that's what you're here for, right? I guess. But we'll get back into it in the next video. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. Like I mentioned before in all my other videos, I stream this live at twitch.tv/vash. And I play a plethora of games in different genres, so I'm very much enjoying this game and I'm excited for the next part of it. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!